We were terrorized on the streets, harassed by the police. We were condemned from the pulpits as a stench in the nostrils of God. And the idea that someone like me could ever be married to anyone I could love wasn't even conceivable. It wasn't on the radar. There was hate speech, all right, but we were seen to be the perpetrators of hate speech because we were trying to undermine the moral fabric of America and recruit and seduce America's children, and endangering the moral order of things. Today I am married. This is the most astounding development of my life. I didn't think I would live to see it. It's so moving I can hardly talk about it without crying. My husband, alas, couldn't be here with us today. How did this happen? We had no votes, we had no money, we had no political constituency. Our pleas were not heard by anyone in the courts or in Congress, except for one thing, in a decision you've never heard of in 1958 called One versus Olison, the US Supreme Court, in a one-line decision, overturned the US government's censorship of a gay magazine. It's not a pornographic magazine. It advocated, among other things, gay marriage. That opened the door for first a trickle, handful, 2 or 3, and then a few hundred, and then a few thousand, and ultimately a few million gay people to speak up for ourselves in our own voices, to tell our stories to the country, even at a time when that was hate speech, indeed, especially at a time when that was hate speech. That was the crucial moment in making it possible for me and many other people like me to do what we have done. Many people, including a lot of people on campus, misunderstand where hate comes from. They think it comes from bad words, and they think if you make the bad words go away, then the hate will go away, which is, of course, like coping with the global warming problem by breaking all the thermometers. Hate speech is not a bad thing. Hate is a bad thing. The way you get rid of it is you get rid of the causes of it, and that is fear and misconceptions and superstition and dogma. People don't wake up every morning wanting to hate. They wake up every morning feeling fears of the other, which are false, and the other need to be able to come forth and present ourselves. We faced hate speech again and again. We still face some of it. It was good for us. It allowed us to present our position and put it in a good light, set us up against the people who are the real haters, and over time, people come around. The critical thing for minority rights in America and everywhere in the world is the ability to make our case, to be seen and to be heard. That is free speech, that is free thought, that is the ability to be a blasphemer, to be a heretic, and to be a dissident. It breaks my heart that nowhere in America is that culture. We're not talking about the law now. I'm not a law professor. I'm a journalist and a writer and an activist. It breaks my heart that although the law on free speech is pretty solid, there is nowhere in America where the norm is more under attack than university campuses, especially safe spaces. The idea that we should all be safe from ideas that hurt. Well, we shouldn't be safe from ideas that hurt. The ideas that hurt are also the ideas that teach. Palma, you might be surprised to know that I do favor trigger warnings, unlike a lot of people, though I favor only one trigger warning, and it should go on the college catalog, it should go on the website, it should go on the documents that students get when they enroll as freshmen. And the trigger warning should read as follows. And this trigger warning should be there not despite the safety of minorities, but for the safety of minorities, so that we can always speak out, make our case, and be heard. The trigger warning is as follows. Although at this university we expect and encourage civil discourse, at any moment, without any further notice, students here may be subjected to speech which is vile, offensive, misguided, repugnant, heretical, or dissident. We call this education.